folks, welcome back to the episode of Thames FC. That you said Thames telling me about this week. Where is it? Not yet, not yet. Put it this way, we're getting towards the end of the season. New season starts soon. Clues, there you are. Mystery solved. So then, since we last met, it was 2 back-to-back defeats, and I was reading up on what people were suggesting. Didn't help. Okay, so since that game, then a 2-1 win versus Hartlepool. That was good. The 92nd minute winner from John Pring. We were 1-0 down for a very large portion of the game until we pulled it round and got 2 late goals. And I thought, here we go then. Now we're on a roll. 0-0 next game, not particularly good, but a clean sheet. We don't keep very many of them, if ever. I think it's our second one with Ferry in goal at least. It was then a 4-1 defeat to Torquay. Demolition job. John Pring getting a goal, but not enough. A 1-1 against Carlisle. A very good result. I'll very quickly show you the league table. You can see where Carlisle sit, and you'll be like, oh, that's quite impressive, Ben. Top of the table, Carlisle. That's the game you managed to draw. 3-1 defeat, though, to Chester, and then Billericay beat us 3-2 as well. And it leaves us today with a massive couple of games. The first of which against Morecambe, for bringing it back to the league table, you can see, are in 20th position. Just behind us in the league table. They know a win will take them above us, and we could be dragged in to this relegation battle. Not sort of jokingly anymore, seriously. So I'm worried about it. So let's see how we do. The second game is against Eastleigh. They're 7th in the table. That's going to be equally difficult. So I guess we'll see how we get on. Let's introduce you then to the team for this first game. But before we do that, let's show you Regen Day. We had a new player arrive. He might be good. And that man is Kevin Smith, the famously named Kevin Smith. 15 years of age, could be very good. Lots of potential ability. He's the only standout player we've got in the intake. 15, 6 foot tall. Who knows? Decent reflexes. Handling's not bad. Kicking's all right as well. Has got a lot of work to do. We're getting Ferry to cheer him for now. We'll see how he gets on. I'm not massively hopeful. The problem is, right, I've had a few players that are like this that have developed into nothingness and then just all of a sudden become 3-star players and you're a little bit underwhelmed. So I guess time will tell. It's difficult to give him games. That's the real problem we've got, but we'll see what we can do with that. I mean, if you take a look, just very briefly, if you take a look at the under-21s, you can see, oh, there's loads of potential in there. There isn't. Gavin North is also here. He's been here since the intake, and yeah, it's nothing to write home about. So tactically, we have gone back to what we were playing previously, and we're going to see how it works out for us. The back line isn't particularly balanced, and I do think that's causing us a problem with that as well. Callum Ferry, who I think we all agree is a massive upgrade on Hallett, only has 2 clean sheets to his name, 58 conceded in 28 games. Admittedly, right, new division, this is kind of to be expected, but then again, you kind of want a little bit more consistency with the back line. Something I'm going to have to improve as we go into next season, I think. And the midfield as well might need a reshuffle as we go into next year. Hallahan, Foster and Douglas are now the midfield 3 once again. Clark Slocum on one side, Day back in on the other side with Downing up front. And there's a temptation to play Lukey Bruce with the speed and the pace and the finishing. I kind of want to stick with him. Lukey Brucey, for his goals this season, is a little bit hit and miss when it comes to game time. So he may feature in the second game. Or maybe I'll change it around, actually. Maybe Downing in the second one, Brucey in the first. We'll try Brucey in this first game. We'll just see. He's got quite a few goals this year, so this might be the tonic. And we've seen the system work pretty well against sides that are pretty even, so whilst Morecambe are one of those sides. So let's get into this. I think bench-wise, I'm pretty happy. Our squad is far too big. That's something I'm going to slim down next year as well. And here we are then. With only 5 subs, you don't need a massive squad. It's frustrating. So far, we've played them 3 times, drawn 2. I'm unbeaten against Morecambe. That's quite a record. So we'll see then. How will we do? Lukey Brucey back in the team today. We've got a lot of goals on the pitch. Stevie Foster's got 14 this year. In the league, he's got 14, so he's looking very good. It's phenomenal stuff from Stevie Foster. Series midfielder on that attacking duty. We've got him in his favourite role now, that right side of a 3, playing on that attack duty, running beyond Lukey Brucey. We've seen it before. Hopefully today we'll see it again, as they've got a 4-2-3-1 system, and BT up front on loan from Brighton. I'm going to move on quickly. Right then, assertively say, I know you're all working hard to end this poor form. Today's the day. Now, as you've seen from our recent fixtures, no wins since that game against Hartlepool. It's not working out particularly well, and wins in the recent times not being particularly frequent. If we take another quick look at this, actually, let's really focus in. 2 wins since Congleton, which is a long time ago, and Congleton in the relegation zone. We played them second to last game of the season. I'm excited for it. Could be another chance to win, that's all. Okay, big game. Morecambe. I think we'll change this up here to league table so we can see what's what and focus on this bottom half. Morecambe below us in the league table. I mentioned Congleton before. Brackley's the team we played relatively recently. Accrington, Boreham Wood, Dulwich Hamlet and Barrow, the other sides in this relegation mix. Although you've got to say Barrow, probably gone. I don't think they're going to survive now. Congleton, perhaps with a little chance, but with what? 6 games to go, sorry? We'll have to wait and see. Morecambe, though, first chance of the game. Moore on this left-hand side. Played in. It's hit the post. And Pring to Clark Slocum. And is it going to be away? Well, sort of. They've got a bit of an injury at right back, which I'm wondering, should we put Day on a more attacking duty? Just sort of keep him out there, be an absolute nuisance. I'm going to get him right on there, working that fullback as much as possible. Actually, as we get to half-time, I think we're gonna try and make this even more stressful for that right back. I'm gonna say, certainly, I'm not happy with the performance so far. Half time, 0-0. We should be leading at home in this sort of game. And tactically, with Dave, we've already got him on this attack duty now. I want to get him moving around. I want to try and confuse this fullback. Shoot less often, and aim crosses towards the centre. Actually, no, don't do that. Aim crosses towards the back post. Towards Clark Slocum running in. And do you know what? Clark Slocum's going to go on the attack duty as well. I'm going to do the same thing with him. Both players now are going to look for the far post when they get their crosses in, looking for that other fullback. Hopefully, Lukey Brucey starts to connect things together. So far, our attacking players not playing so well. It's our defence that are shining, which is unusual if you've watched this series at all. Now, I highlighted it before. We don't really keep clean sheets, and this back line, I can comfortably say, are not a consistent back line. They've taken off the right back at half-time. Brilliant. Saw that work to isolate that full-back. Well, it's worked so much so that he's been taken off. It's Clark Slocum now, though. Push forward to the back post. Day's there! Well, I tell you what, that's all me right there. They're on these attacking duties. Clark Slocum escapes his man. We've seen this so many times before, and there's Day on that attack duty, bursting into the area at the back post, and they combine for 1-0. Lovely old job. That's literally what I wanted. You dare say that's what the doctor ordered. Again, the midfield not having the greatest of games, but Langley's going to put this free kick towards Douglas. It's cleared, and now a chance for Morecambe to bring this away. Now, Moore up top is an isolated figure, but you can see racing forward, lots of options on the edge, and Moore with the biggest waste since waste. Stevie Foster on a 7.7, just keeping things ticking along. Now, you'll notice when I play a lot of matches, I rarely make changes, and it's because of situations like this. Brucey, though, with an injury, well, I didn't really want to make changes, but I'm going to bring Mark Miles on up front, a player that's been decent for me when he's played, as that poacher. He's not had the greatest of times recently, but he's a bit of a workhorse as Langley to put this in again. Foster's there. Hallahan. Oh, that was a big chance. Oh, that would have sealed it. We mentioned before, though, this game is massive as Morecambe maybe with a chance to put a spanner in the works. So Stevie Foster plays it towards Clark Slocum. He's got Miles ahead of him. He finds him. There's runners left and right, but it goes out to Day now. Now, Douglas is going to be the man to push forward. He's got options if he needs them. Langley, can he find Day down the line? He can. Day, ball into the middle perhaps, or towards the far post. Clark Slocum's there, knocks it down for Miles, who's come on and barely featured this season at all. M&M with the finish, 2-0 Thames, and that, I mean, it's too early to say it's going to mark our survival because we're 5 points clear of Morecambe now. As you look at the league table, Clark Slocum heads down, Miles with the finish, and that actually, those wingers doing those tactics, that might be something we look for and press forward with. As we go forward into our next game as well against Eastleigh. So there's lots to play for in today's episode still. 2-0 win to kick things off though, and a 5-point gap emerges between us and the bottom four. We must survive this year. Staying in this division is pivotal to the progression. We can't afford to get relegated and have to do that division all over again. But it looks as if Thames are going to come out with a win as Clark Slocum could wrap things up here. Just keeps the ball, wastes a bit of time, ball into the middle eventually. But there's no time left for Morecambe as it ends 2-0. And we can put ourselves into 17th position, and it's Europe. No, wrong division. Not mentioning Europe, you idiot. What are you doing? That was really special, lads. No one gave us a chance, but we were magnificent. And there we are then. A good 2-0 home win. Half-time team talk, I think, was pretty important as well. You see there, Morecambe drop into the drop zone. Carlisle secure their playoff spot. Lukey Brucey out for 6 to 9 days, sorry, with a twisted knee, so he won't feature. What we'll do, though, before we do anything else, is change these wide players into the roles that we were just using just there. So if we put him on the attack duty, we're having him aim for that far post and roam from position. I think giving these two guys sort of almost free roles in the wider areas might be what we're looking for. Again, attack duty, roam from position, and look for that far post cross. I think that might be a source of things to come. Centrally then, Johnny Williams might be our best bet in the centre of the pitch. Maybe as an advanced playmaker. He's a little bit slower. Can almost play as an Nganchi in that sense. He's got very good mental, still quite good technicals. We're going to give this a go next game. I fancy it. Right, so next game coming up is Eastleigh in a week's time, and I will see you for that in just a moment. Actually, no, before we just a moment, Stanway. They're an interesting side with a lot of very good players. They are top of the Eastern Counties League Premier Division. I was looking around at teams that I noticed that before the season's even close to finished, Stanway have 103 points. Pretty ridiculous. Only lost one game. So I had a little look around some of their players, some of which are very, very good. So, they're all on amateur contracts as well. I don't know if it's a reputation bug or what it is. Regardless, we're going for some of their players. The first of which just popped up here, actually. And he wants £900 a week. Now, we can't offer that, but you can see, not bad for even the division I'm in right now. I should probably scout these boys a little bit more. Just wondering. No, see, these are on rotation contracts as well, which is the lowest they would accept. I don't think we're going to get him right now, but I think in the summer, we're going to go back in for some of these boys and see if we can pick them up. You see, this is the problem. Phil Turner, who's currently playing in the Eastern counties, wants £1,800. Does Phil Turner? Because that's definitely reasonable. We did about 4 or 5 of these, so there might be a few more come through. Gavin Fitzpatrick, one of the goalkeepers, has come through. A lot of yellow is my first thoughts. A lot of yellow. I'm maybe going to consider picking him up. I just think it's probably worth it long term to have another really good keeper on the books. Gavin Fitzpatrick, even if he's just a backup, he may even be a starter. 6'4", been around a little bit, spent some time at Forest as well. To me, it makes sense. 11 clean sheets in 40 games in the Vanarama National once. He's also played League One football, I noticed there, before dropping down to Stanway. Get him. And then Cameron Cullen, and we've got a similar thing. He wants like £2,000 because, I mean, look at him. For the division, no wonder he's loving life. He was formerly at Colchester, and now he's, okay, daft, isn't it? Okay, new goalkeeper, Gavin Fitzpatrick, is going to come in. I guess we'll see how he does. I like this, though. Looks like a really solid keeper, and the amount of yellow is making me giddy. No need to scout him. You can tell he's good. Oh, look at that. Gavin Fitzpatrick. Oh, my God. Okay, we've got a new goalkeeper. Gavin's the new goalkeeper. Gavin. Ferry wants to talk about the fact Fitzpatrick's been signed. Oh, it just occurred to me that Michael Emery's going to be doing loads of work from now on. I'll ask Clark Slocum to deal with it. We'll see if it makes sense. He's not worried about it. Good. He's no longer worried about being replaced, which is good news because he's going to be replaced. He's got perfect morale. Gavin Fitzpatrick. Gavino. He's got under 21 caps for Ireland. Oh, this is amazing news. I wonder if there must be more teams like this. I think I should definitely be inquiring more. It's been, I mean, they've been hurting me for 10 years. So I think it's about time we start to sort of make our advantages of being a Vanarama national side start to pay off a little bit. We've seen in recent times in real life, teams like Billericay have been able to get some sort of Premier League players or former Premier League players, not particularly in their prime anymore. So, you know what, why can't Thames be a bit like that? We've got a good location, goddammit, right near an airport. You don't even have to live near Thames if you've got a private jet. Joe Smearden has said, poor decision by the club. He's not of our calibre. No, he's way above it. Right then, let's get into this next game. It should be a fun one. We've already talked about the fact Johnny Williams is going to come in for Lukey Brucey. Clark Slocum and Day in these more attacking roles. Look, we've got 4 players there in attack duties. I'm debating putting Williams in there as well. But no, we'll keep him as a support role, sort of creatively helping everyone else, playing a bit of a false 9 kind of role in there. And we'll see we get on. Retain possession, work ball into box and get stuck in. And hopefully the balls in from Clark Slocum and Day can prove to be the difference. Let's do it. And Gavin Fitzpatrick needs a number. We'll go 31 because it's got a 1 in it. Okay, can we do the biz and arse today? You can see they're playing not too dissimilar formation to us, really, although we make it look slightly different. I just love that Johnny Williams is it. It's just weird. Okay, they've got Kevin Phillips up front. Kieran Phillips, different name. Who looks pretty decent. And they say they're playing a 4-3-3, similarly to us, but a bit of a variation. So we'll see how we get on. Okay, as the games begin, then 46 points is what we're on. As obviously we get the point for this game added on to what we've already got, and I guess we'll keep an eye on that league table down the bottom there to see what occurs. It's Clark Slocum straight away, ball into Douglas. Oh, it's 1-0. 2 minutes into the game. Again, Clark Slocum. Byrne is not happy. Sprinted over to the referee. I don't know what he's unhappy with. Apparently Douglas committed a foul. We'll check that out in the 3-dimensional replay. But let's see. Over the top it goes. Clark Slocum. And yeah, he puts it into the area. And there's Douglas just knocking it into... I mean, don't see a foul there, mate. Calm yourself down. What a start, though. Perfect. Okay, now can we build upon that? 6 minutes in, and immediately we've got ourselves another highlight, and we'll have to see where it goes. Ball played in behind our defence as that whistles well wide. Eastleigh again, remember, top 6 side. Williams, though, with this free kick to play into the middle. Day's there towards the goal, but Boney holds on. Corner to them, Pick plays it in, Phillips is there, it's away somehow. Fitzpatrick on his debut, can he keep a debut clean sheet? We keep clean sheets so rarely, apart from last game where I've now dropped my goalkeeper. Okay, they're forward again here, and Eastleigh are causing us a few issues to the back post, knocked down, Fitzpatrick, what a save from Fitzpatrick, onto the post and cleared, my God. Or is he well worth it? They've got yellow cards on their side already, a couple of injuries, one on the bench which is injured, they won't be bringing him on. I guess we'll have to wait and see. 10 minutes to go this first half, and we've got ourselves a free kick. Williams now, again, pivoting play hopefully, but no, Russell tackles him. And they come forward again. A bit of an overload on that side too. Johnson towards the byline. Pulled back to Phillips. Not back. And in it goes. Johnson with the finish. Eastleigh show their class and level things up at 1-1. Not ideal. Good move from them, to be fair. That was quite nice. Okay, that early goal, we've not been able to do a great deal with it. We've stayed on this standard flexible system and sort of playing our own game. That early goal kind of changed things a little bit. I'm not expecting us to do that very often. But again, this would be 6 points. Morecambe are losing wherever they are, and we're just increasing that gap, hopefully. As we go to half-time then, assertively team talk. We've been the better team here, which is not true. I'm going to say you've been unlucky so far. They're not that bothered. You can see it weren't that bad, but you could definitely improve. They like that, and we'll hit the midfield with it as well. Okay, at some point, I think Williams will probably come off. He's not got the most agile of bodies anymore, so we might have to get him off. Maybe bring on Miles again as that poacher role. And so we go. We'll look at it on the sort of the hour mark. And the hour mark is fast approaching. I'm going to make that switch quite early. They're making changes as well. So Miles is going to come on. Got a goal in the last game as that poacher. I would bring Downing on, but he's not so much a poacher. He's more of a sort of target man, advanced forward kind of guy. But I want someone just to stay up there and isolate defenders. So they've got a few issues over on their side. They've brought on their injured player, so he must be pretty good. This Sharpin chap must be decent. 15 minutes to go. Will there be a final goal in the game? A decisive goal in the game? It's a free kick. Clark Slocum steps up, and we score free kicks so little that I was expecting nothing. 5 minutes to go, though, and Thames have the ball in Eastleigh half. Days played through. Oh, Foster! What a ball today! He finishes it off, and it's 2-1 Thames away at Eastleigh. What a couple of results this is. Our recent form has been poor, but I think the way we've looked at our wingers, pack the midfield. Lots of people did suggest that. Pack the midfield again, Benny boy. That first time pass from Foster is exceptional. They were the finish, and I think we should try and close the door on this. We should try and finish it while it's here. Stevie Foster's actually picked up an injury, I noticed there, which is good and bad. I'm going to bring Shepherd on for him and slot him in behind. But no, that could be really bad news. We're going to go a little more defensive. Dave's going to slot back as well into the support duty. Same with Clark Slocum. We're going to play for this now and just hopefully we do well. Waste time as much as possible, lower the tempo a little bit, and yeah, let's see if we can do it. I love that. I make all the changes, and it makes me do it all over again. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes left to go. 5 minutes of injury time added on. Can we see this out? Watch that clock. Ticks away, ticks away. 30 seconds to go, and the ball's in our possession. All we've got to do is keep it, be calm, and the game will be ours. As we go to Clark Slocum, and it's looking good, isn't it? 20 seconds to go. Clark Slocum running into the corner, mate. Goes back to Hallahan, but he's available out there if you can find him again. McCormick, Douglas, and look at this. Good possessional play by ours as the time ticks away. A really good performance. One of our best performances of the season. A recent draw against Carlisle weren't too bad, but beating Eastleigh here, that might be the game that seals our survival in this league. We'll take a look at it. That was really special, lads. You played magnificently well. We did play magnificently well. Went 1-0 up, had a setback, and still managed to get the goal. Hopefully that injury to Foster isn't the worst. That has got me nervous a little bit, actually, because he's just signed a new contract, and Jordan O'Connor is going through my mind, and I'm now nervous. Let's see here what's occurring. Well, Morecambe actually beat Congleton in a battle down the bottom there. Massive win for Morecambe. The gap then stands at 7 points with 5 games to go. We're going to bring you the last couple. Our next games will be Congleton and Kettering, Boreham Wood, Dulwich Hamlet and Oldham in there as well. Actually, some of those games are pretty big when you look at it. We've got Boreham Wood in there as well, Dulwich Hamlet. Maybe not then. Maybe it's a double episode day. Okay, we're going to do it. If you would like a second episode, I don't think we've done 2 proper big boy episodes this series so far, but today could be that day. So this is of course the 5 PM upload. If you'd like another video to come out at 9:30 British time, whatever that is it GMT? I get confused. British summertime, innit? BST. Leave 2,000 likes. It's a big old target, but if you want a second episode, Dulwich Hamlet, Boreham Wood to come, get your likes on this video, and there'll be a video as well as tonight, tomorrow as well. So if you're watching in the future, just loads more episodes. But that's going to wrap things up then very quickly. Steve Foster is out for 2 to 3 days with a bruised ankle. Relax, and Fitzpatrick makes a good debut. So if you enjoyed today's episode, I say do leave a like. Let's aim for those 2,000 likes, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. We love with care. We've just been until the next time. Goodbye. Before you go then, make sure you leave your like, and a big shout out to Thomas and Richard for your support over on Patreon. Much love to everyone over there. We'll be doing a game night soon, so get involved.